One-Shot Presents. I'm Brent.
And I'm Tiger.
And we're here at the Jazz game, rooting for the Utah Jazz, the greatest team.
That's right, this week we've got a couple reviews for you. We're going to do X-Men Noir.
We'll also be talking to Dean and Shannon Hale, writers of Rapunzel's Revenge.
But it's kind of loud, so we're going to go get a soda. And can left.
For this week's comic book, I've chosen X-Men Noir by Fred Van Lenne and Dennis Galero. Now this is a cool read. Now in the age of the whole criminal thing, you know, like Brubaker's Criminal or Bendis's Torso or Jinx, this kind of breaks the mold. I'm a sucker for Elseworld stories. Now I know we've gotten complaints about the Joker that it's an Elseworld story, it's out of continuity, but this is completely out of continuity. It has nothing to do with like I mean, they're just mutants. That's the only thing that they have in common with the continuity line. Now, the stories about the X-Men seem to be these bad guys that are running around causing crime, and the Brotherhood are the good guys, or so it seems. One of the cool things about this is that it totally reminds me of Chinatown, you know, Jack Nicholson's Chinatown. It's all in color, but all the characters are coming out of shadows, and I really think that that's really cool. I can't wait for the other issues, so out of 5, I'm going to give it a 4.
For this week's graphic novel, I chose Rapunzel's Revenge by husband and wife super team Shannon and Dean Hale and by unrelated artist Nathan Hale. Now, what you got here is an all-ages friendly book. It's definitely written primarily for kids, but anybody could pick this up and enjoy it. It's a retelling of the tale of Rapunzel. It's kind of set in an Old West fantasy world, and it's a lot of fun. I sat down and read it just in one sitting, and I thought it was a great time. My favorite part, though, is definitely there's a character named Jack, and he reminds me a lot of some of my favorite TV characters, like Flash from the Justice League series, or Xander from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. He's always just got some witty remarks, and he's kind of a useless person when compared to the superhero or superheroine Rapunzel. So it's just a great little tale. With the holidays, I think it's a great gift you could pick up for a loved one, whether they like comics or not. I think anybody could read this and enjoy it. So I'm going to go ahead and give it a 4 out of 5. Recently, the City Library hosted Literary Luminaries, which was an event talking about kids reading and things like that. It's pretty cool. Anyways, we got a chance to meet Shannon and Dean Hale, so let's take a look at that interview right now. All right, we're here at the library in Salt Lake City for Literary Luminaries. We're with Shannon and Dean Hale. They've written a book called Rapunzel's Revenge. You guys want to tell us a little bit about what the book's, what the story behind it is?
Rapunzel's Revenge. No.
Well, I have another career as a novelist, and I do fairy tale retellings often with my novels. And Dean and I wanted to collaborate, and he is a lifelong comic book geek. And so we tried to see what fairy tale heroine we could turn into a superhero character in a comic book, and we chose Rapunzel. Mm-hmm. And Dean is sporting this gorgeous Rapunzel wig, just to get into character. I swear our Rapunzel is a lot more feminine, I'll say. I was going to say better looking, but that's not fair. Oh. They're more feminine.
More feminine than me.
Yeah.
I feel a little bit more Viking with this on than Rapunzel. Yeah. But I mean, I feel like about as good a butt kicker, though. Yeah. She kicks me. What?
No, she kicks more butt than you would. I mean, you're big, you're strong and everything. You can, uproot trees with your bare hands. But Rapunzel, come on.
Okay, that's true.
I mean, check her out. She kicks major booty. She's awesome.
I have to say, Dean's probably got, a little bit better beard going than she does, so what are some of the comics that inspired you, Dean?
That inspired me for this?
Just like she said you're a comic book geek. What were some of the books that got you into comics?
Really, my first two loves. Well, the first thing I ever did read was Spider-Man. Spider-Man and Richie Rich, strangely, were one of my favorites. But the ones that really pulled me in were Moon Knight and Micronauts. Moon Knight, especially when it switched to the direct only. And the Sienkiewicz art got so awesome. I still love that stuff.
Right on. Well, for people who weren't here today, where can they get the book? Like, where can people go?
Any bookstore or Night Flight Comics.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Amazon. But really, the local bookstores are. We'd prefer you go to the independent bookstores, and if they don't have it, say order it in, or the comic book stores too. Yeah.
Right on. Well, thank you for your time. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
5 stars. 5 stars.
This is Trevor Time. My name is Trevor. On this segment here, we're going to review a few books that are probably a little older that you probably don't have in your collection. This week, Dave Sim's Cerebus. For those of you unfamiliar with Dave Sim's work, Dave is one of the pioneers of independent comics. Back when nobody else was doing these comics, Dave set out and did his own thing. This is his first work. The art style in this starts out very clunky. Dave is imitating Barry Windsor Smith's Conan. For those of you who remember that, it was this epic thing Barry had started. Dave starts out imitating that and progresses the art to his own style, and with the addition of Gerhard, starts turning these little frames into masterpieces. Story-wise, Dave takes this from a parody of Conan and accelerates the beat on it till it's a parody of the entire medium of comics. He makes parodies of Wolverine, Marvel, DC, everything that's going on in comics, Dave encompasses in his 300 issues. It's an epic work on the scale of anything written by Shakespeare or Dante or Hugo. I highly recommend you get this book. Pick it up from your local store, pick it up at your library, definitely give this thing a read, definitely look at it.
All right, well, that's our show for this week. We'd like to thank Trevor for Trevor Time.
That's right. We'd also like to give a shout out to ComicsNexus.com and give a thank you to Night Flight Comics, our sponsor.
The greatest sponsors in the world. Anyway, it's a crappy day. Oh, wait.
No. One thing before we leave. We are on Comcast On Demand now, and you can check it out under the Utah section. If you're not in Utah, that's cool. Like if you're from Mali, apparently we have a big fan support there. Check us out on YouTube.com. But yeah, all our episodes are available there, and they'll soon all be on Comcast. So.
That's right. We need the hits. Come check us out. Anyway, we're going to go home. It's heatish outside, so we're leaving.